Welcome to another quick review from Ultimate DIY, and today we're going to look at the iFlashDevice HD 4-in-1 Card Reader. So before we actually get into all the specifics of this product, let me explain to you why I like to use card readers. I do an awful lot of photography. I shoot a lot of video. I like to use my iPhone. The problem is, even though I have 1 terabyte of storage on this iPhone, I have to get the footage off of this iPhone and onto my PC for editing. Also, if I've shot for multiple days, I can fill up 1 terabyte really quickly, and I need more space, so I have to delete footage off of the phone. And if you're not familiar with the iCloud, if you delete the footage off the phone, it deletes it off of the cloud. Now, the workaround on that is to use the Google Cloud, which I do use quite a bit. But the drawback to that is it is a bit time consuming, meaning that I have to take it and upload it from my phone, and it can take quite a while to do that. If I've been videotaping all day and say there's 600, 700, 800 gigabytes there, that can take some time. And then I have to turn around and I have to download that onto my PC. So the way to get around all of that is to use something like this device. This device will use a SD card or a micro SD card, or it'll use a combination of the two at the same time, and you can actually download it from your phone really quickly and then take this and plug it right into the computer. Then you open up all your storage on your phone. You can get everything onto the PC real quickly. Everything's, editable very fast on the PC. It solves an awful lot of problems. So let's go ahead and take a look at what you get when you get this unit. So it's going to come in a nice little package just like this. And I will tell you, do not just throw the package away until you get all your app and everything done, because there is an app that works with this device. If you are working with an Android or a regular PC, you do not need the app. It will be plug and play on those devices. But if you're working with an Apple product, you are going to need to download their app. It's called i-FlashDevice app. But they have a little QR code on the back of the package so that you can just scan that really quickly and download your app. So let's go ahead and you just pull the little blister packing open here at the front, and it pops out. And it looks like a little Y. Now, this is called a 4-in-1 device because it basically has 4 connections. So the very first one I'm going to open, and these are going to be tight when you first pull them off. Actually, they're tight pretty much every time people pull them on and off. They make a really good watertight seal, which is perfect for something like this, so it keeps moisture out. But your first one here on the left, if you are looking at this device, is going to be the Apple, the little lightning port. So you have a lightning port, and then the one on the right next to it is going to be a USB-C. So my new iPhone, which is the 16, uses the C, so I can plug it directly in. And I think that's a really cool thing, because a lot of these you have to use a little adapter to go back and forth. This one you do not. You pull the bottom one down, and you have your USB-A to be able to plug into your computer, whether it is Apple or whether it is a regular PC. So that gives you 3 of your 4 connections. Remember, I said there is 4 on this. Go back to your USB-A, and you'll simply pull it down on the side, and now that becomes a USB micro, which will work with a lot of your Android devices. So you have 4 connections. So that is your 4 main connections. Now, where does the SD cards go? If you look at it from the front here and you turn it, you're going to see that you have a small slot and you have a large slot. The larger slot is going to be for a standard SD. The small one is going to be for a TIFF or a micro. And the cool thing is I can use one or I can use both at the same time. Now, they are going to tell you that this is going to be rated at 1 terabyte, and you can put a 1 terabyte card in and it will function. But they also warn that it may be better to stick with a 512 gig on each slot because the device itself may overheat the card and it may not work correctly. So you can, though, put a 512 in the big SD slot, and you can put a 512 in the micro, and you can actually work those at the exact same time. Now, when it comes to the USB-A, there are two versions you can get. You can get the 2.0 and you can get the 3.0. The 2.0 is going to give you 60 megabytes per second, and the 3.0 will give you 600 megabytes per second, so it'll be a little bit faster, actually quite a bit faster. So you have that option, though, whatever your computer is set up with. So if you are not set up with a 3.0 on your computer, you're really going to want to get the 2.0 or vice versa. Now, one other thing I want to point out is this is MFI certified. And if you do not know what MFI certified means, MFI is basically, it just means that it is made for iPhone or iPad. That's what MFI stands for, made for iPhone. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how you actually put a card in. This is going to be a little micro or TIFF card, however you want to call it, and we're going to slide it in the front slot. So when you slide it in, guys, the print on your card generally goes to the back of the unit. So once you get that done, you're going to take and you are going to simply slide it into your smart device, whether you are the Lightning or whether you are a USB-C, or flip this back if you're an Android and slide it in that way. So we're just simply going to take and put it in. But the big thing that I want to point out here is that if you're not familiar with these card readers, if you just plug that in and you do not have a card in, you are going to get 0. It is not going to register this at all. It will be blank. You'll be able to download your app, get all that set up. You'll go to open it, nothing is there. So if you are doing that and struggling, you are going to need to put a card in it for it to actually read anything. Also, when you get this, there is no instructions anywhere in here. When we go into the actual app, I'm going to show you how to get to the instructions, but if you go up to the top right corner, there's a little gear icon. You hit that, and you're going to have a whole list of things you can do, from formatting your actual card to looking at the instructions. Now, I will tell you the instructions are very small print, and it is kind of hard to read it on the phone. I struggled a little, had to use a magnifying glass. But if you follow this video, you shouldn't even really have to read that too much. It's pretty simple. The other thing that will confuse you is, well, there's two other things. If you want to create folders, you have to hit the little plus icon, and I'll show you that when you get into the app so that you can create folders to keep everything in. But when you get to the very end and you're ready to actually start copying, you have to go up to the top right corner and hit the paste area. There's something that says paste. If you don't hit that, nothing happens. It will just sit there. So I'm just trying to save you a little bit of frustration, but I'll show you that in a little more detail when we get into the app. So there you go, guys. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. That's everything you need to know about getting this unit, making it work, and saving yourself a bunch of time. If I was going to rate this on a scale of 1 to 5, I'd give it 5 stars because I think it covers pretty much everything. They give you all the tools you need, no matter what device you have, to be able to get everything off of it and get it onto a computer and either save your footage or edit your footage, depending on what it is you're trying to do. You know, if your phone is totally full and you have no more room, you can't beat this for gaining room, get everything off, and your phone's like brand new again. So do yourself a favor, pick yourself up one today. I don't think you'll regret it, and we'll see you guys on the next review.